She was lying on the bed, weak and tired. It had only been 3 days since she gave birth to her baby. Her body was still in pain. Every movement hurt, but she kept looking at her newborn child with soft eyes. That baby was the only reason she was still strong. But peace did not last long. That evening, her parents entered the room. Their faces were cold. There was no smile, no love, no care. The room felt heavy, like something bad was about to happen. Her mother spoke first in a hard voice. She said the baby had brought shame to the family. Her father did not look at her at all. He just stood there in silence, like she was no longer his daughter. She tried to speak. Her voice was weak. She said she needed time to recover. She said she had nowhere else to go. But no one listened. Her parents made a final decision. She had to leave the house. Right now, with her newborn baby. She was shocked. Her heart started beating fast. She could not believe what she was hearing. She begged them to think again, but their hearts were closed. Within a few hours, she was standing outside the house. No support, no money, no place to go. Only her baby in her arms and tears in her eyes. The door closed behind her. That moment broke something inside her, but she did not cry loudly. She stayed silent, because before walking away forever, she had already done something. Something her parents did not even notice. She picked up her phone. She stood outside the house for a long time, holding her newborn baby close to her chest. The night was cold and the streets were quiet, but her heart was louder than anything else. It was filled with shock, pain, and disbelief. Just a few hours ago, she had a family. Now, she had nothing. She slowly started walking with no clear direction. Every step felt heavy. Her body was still weak after childbirth, and the pain did not leave her for even a second. But she kept moving because stopping was not an option anymore. After some time, she found a small, broken room on rent. It was cheap, old, and not safe, but it was the only place that would accept her at that time. She entered the room with her baby in her arms and sat on the floor. There was no bed, no food, no comfort, only silence. That night, her baby started crying. She tried to feed the child, but she had almost nothing. Her eyes filled with tears, but she did not make a sound. She did not want her baby to feel fear. She gently rocked the baby and whispered soft words, trying to calm the child. But inside, she was breaking slowly. Every few minutes, she remembered her parents' faces, their cold eyes, their harsh words. It felt unreal to her. She kept asking herself how people who gave her life could throw her away so easily. Still, she wiped her tears and looked at her baby again. The night was deep and quiet, but she could not sleep. Her baby was finally resting in her arms, breathing softly. Still, her eyes stayed open, staring at the dark ceiling of the small room. Her mind kept going back to that moment, the moment her parents threw her out without mercy. But then something else came to her mind. The phone call she made before leaving the house. It was not an emotional call. It was not random. It was a number she had not used in a long time. A number her parents never knew she still had. Her fingers slowly moved to her phone. She looked at the screen for a long time. Her heart was heavy, but her hands were steady. Finally, she unlocked the phone. She did not call her parents. She called someone else. The phone rang once, twice, and then it was picked up. A deep voice came from the other side, calm but powerful. For a moment, she could not speak. Her throat was tight. Tears filled her eyes. She looked at her sleeping baby and finally said in a broken voice, "I need help, they abandoned me." There was silence on the other side. Not confusion, but shock. The person on the call slowly asked her to repeat what she said. She explained everything in short, broken sentences. No drama, just truth. When she finished speaking, the voice on the phone changed. It became serious. Only one line came back. "Stay where you are. Do not move. I am coming." The call ended. She sat there in silence, not knowing what she had just started. Outside, the world was still quiet. But somewhere far away, that one call had already set something powerful into motion. After the call ended, she just sat on the cold floor holding her baby. Her mind was confused. She did not even know if she did the right thing. The room was silent again, but her heart was not. Hours passed slowly. Outside, the world kept moving, but her life felt stuck in one moment of pain and uncertainty. She kept looking at her phone again and again, waiting for something. But there was no message, no call, nothing. Still, she did not know what was already happening behind the scenes. The person she called had already taken action, not in a small way, but in a serious and fast way. Phone calls started going out. Information was checked. People were contacted. Arrangements were being made quietly, without any noise. Her parents had no idea what was coming. They thought the story had ended when they closed the door on her. But they were wrong. Back in her small room, she was trying to calm her crying baby again. She had no food left. She was tired, weak, and emotionally broken. But she still tried to stay strong. Every sound outside made her look up with fear. She did not know who was coming, or if anyone was coming at all. But somewhere in the distance, cars were already moving. The system was already in motion. The next morning started like any other, but everything was about to change. Her parents were sitting at home, acting normal. They believed the problem was finished. They thought their daughter was gone from their lives forever. But suddenly, the atmosphere shifted. A message arrived, then another, and then a third one. Her father opened the phone with irritation, but his face changed the moment he read the first line. His hands froze. Her mother noticed his silence and asked what happened, but he could not answer. Instead, he showed her the screen. It was not just a message. It was a legal notice, connected to a powerful office and linked directly to the daughter they had thrown out. Her mother's face turned pale. Within minutes, more information arrived. Calls from unknown numbers, official warnings, and one clear message. The person you abandoned is under protection now. Her parents could not believe it. They thought she had no one. They thought she was helpless. But they were completely wrong. Slowly, the truth started coming out. The one she called was not just anyone. It was someone with strong legal and social power. Someone who did not ignore injustice, especially against a new mother and child. And now, that person had taken her case personally. Her parents' confidence started breaking. Their proud attitude disappeared. Fear slowly replaced it. For the first time, they realized something painful. The daughter they rejected was not alone, and the world was now watching. Meanwhile, far away, she was still sitting in her small room, holding her baby tightly. She did not know everything happening yet, but change had already started, and it was moving fast toward a truth her parents could no longer escape. By the evening, everything had changed completely. Her parents were no longer calm. Their home, which once felt powerful and proud, now felt silent and heavy. Every phone call made them nervous. Every message felt like a warning. They finally understood the truth. The daughter they abandoned was not weak anymore. She was connected to someone who had already stepped in. Meanwhile, she was still in her small room, sitting on the floor with her baby in her arms. She had no idea how big things had become outside. She only knew one thing. She was finally not alone anymore. For the first time in days, she felt safe enough to close her eyes for a moment. But the real shock came later that night. A car stopped outside her building. Then another. Footsteps came closer. Her heart started beating fast again. She held her baby tightly, scared and confused. She did not know if it was danger or help. Then a knock came on the door. Slowly, she opened it. Standing there was the same person she had called. But this time, he was not alone. He was with legal officers and support staff. He looked at her softly and said, "Now you are safe." Tears filled her eyes again, but this time it was not pain. It was relief. Back at her parents' house, the final message arrived. All actions are now in motion. Responsibility will be decided legally. Her parents stood in silence, realizing the weight of their mistake. The daughter they threw away was now protected, supported, and no longer powerless. And in that moment, one truth became clear. Sometimes, the person you abandon is the same person who changes your entire world forever.